It's a mystery still looming over the Hampton Roads community.
Prosecutors are disappointed with today's results.
The district attorney wanted murder. He got manslaughter instead.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Amanda, and here we talk about all things true crime. If that's something you're into, please make sure to hit the like button and don't forget the subscribe button. In today's video, we will discuss what happened to 18-year-old Naomi Irion. Let's jump right on in. Naomi Christine Irion was born on July 25th, 2003 in Houston, Texas to her parents Deanna and her father Herv. She spent most of her childhood being raised in Texas, but her father was a diplomat, which would bring the family to many different countries to live. Naomi's family consisted of her parents, Diana and Herv, her older brother Casey, her older sister Tamara, and her 4 younger brothers. And 3 of those brothers were recently adopted from Ukraine and were reportedly special needs. Naomi's family would describe her as a magnetic woman who would always be in contact with her friends and family, even those living in different countries. Naomi's mother would tell the press that her daughter spoke several languages, played multiple instruments, and that she was an incredible artist. Most recently, the family would be living in the capital of South Africa, where Naomi would graduate high school in 2021. Naomi had moved to Fernley, Nevada in August of 2021 because she wanted to gain some independence. She would start off living with her older brother Casey and his girlfriend, where she would get a job and save up money to get her own place. In September of 2021, Naomi would begin working for the Panasonic factory in Reno, Nevada, which was about 30 minutes away from Fernley. Although Naomi had a 1992 Mercury Sable, she would go to the Walmart parking lot where she would take a bus into Reno and leave her car at the Walmart. She would return later to the Walmart parking lot to get her car and then return home, kind of like a park and ride. On the morning of March 12th, 2022, Naomi would get up like she normally would around 4:30 a.m. and she would leave her brother Casey's home to head to work. Unfortunately, Naomi would never make it to work. Casey would normally notice the night of March 12th that his sister was missing. However, he would end up going to sleep before she would be home from work that night. It wasn't until the following day that he would start to get worried. He said that although Naomi was an adult, she would stay out. If she did, she would normally text him to let him know that she wasn't going to be home. Casey tried to call his sister, but she wasn't answering her cell phone. He attempted to call family and friends, but no one had seen her. He also reached out to the local jails and hospitals to make sure that she wasn't at any of those. He even called Panasonic and was able to find out that Naomi did not report to work on March 17th or March 13th and didn't call out either day. He would then call the police and report her missing just before midnight on March 13th. Casey would tell the media that the police would wait 3 hours to return his call, and it didn't seem like police would initially take the report too seriously. Now, if you follow true crime, you know that this is pretty common, sadly, that police don't listen to the family when they report someone missing, usually responding that basically they're an adult and they're allowed to go if they want to, sometimes giving it a time frame of 24, 48 hours before they can actually be reported missing. Casey would take it upon himself to start trying to find his sister. Naomi's father would have access to her bank accounts and could see that her debit card was used at a convenience store near their home in order to get some items before heading to the bus. A video at the store confirmed that she was the one using the debit card on the morning of March 12th. Her father was also able to confirm that she had not used her card since. Now, on March 14th, it had been 2 days since she was last seen. Casey went to the Walmart that she would usually park at and asked if he could see the surveillance video to see if his sister's car was seen coming into the parking lot. Now, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find a clip to put in the video, but the video from Walmart shows a man wearing a dark hooded sweatshirt with dark pants or jeans and dark tennis shoes. It shows this man walking around the parking lot, and eventually we would find out that he would walk over towards Naomi's car. He would open her door and get in her car. A moment later, her car would be seen leaving the Walmart parking lot. Once Casey saw this footage, he called the Lyons County Sheriff's Office to tell them about it. Casey was able to see more when he was viewing it before the police got involved, and would later tell the press that whoever the person was had to say or did something to cause Naomi to move over into the passenger seat. During the entire time that Naomi was missing, her family was doing a lot of interviews begging for her to come home. You can tell that she was very loved. Once the investigation really kicked off, we found a lot of important details out. I will kind of lay out a timeline of how the morning happened. As I said, Naomi left her home around 5 a.m. when she would head to a gas station near her home where she would get some snacks and some drinks at. She would then be seen pulling into the Walmart store parking lot at about 5:09 a.m. We were able to see that she was on social media from about 5:09 when she pulled in to 5:23 a.m. when a last Snapchat was sent. Her family said that she would often take this time while waiting for the bus to talk to friends and family from other time zones, while, like I said, she waited for the bus to arrive, which she usually did between 5:30 a.m. and 5:45 a.m. So her last snap was sent at 5:23 a.m. and then you can see her car leaving the Walmart parking lot 1 minute later at 5:24 a.m. Now, police would release a portion of this video from the Walmart parking lot describing the suspect as being 6 foot tall with a dark hoodie and dark pants. It wasn't until March 15th at around 12:45 p.m. that police issued a bolo, or a be on the lookout for her 1992 Mercury Sable, and said that she was a possible kidnapping victim. Now, later that day, on March 15th, police would be using the last ping from Naomi's cell phone to find her. But all they found was her 1992 Mercury Sable, which was located around 3 p.m. in the parking lot of a Sherman-Williams paint plant, I guess it's called, but a parking lot that was about 4 miles away from the Walmart. Police would say the evidence found inside Naomi's car would lead them to announce that Naomi's disappearance was criminal in nature. They have not yet released what they found inside of her car, and it was just confirmed that something criminal in nature happened, I guess. I'm sure we will find out more details either at his pretrial hearing or his actual trial. But back to the investigation. It was believed that the person who approached Naomi's car was walking over from a homeless camp, which was near the Walmart. So while police were investigating this and other leads, there were many searches going on to look for Naomi, and her family was doing a lot of interviews to try and get Naomi's name out there into the public. Casey, her brother, was very vocal about the fact that he was displeased how the Lyon County Sheriff's Office handled the investigation during the early days that Naomi had been reported missing. By March 22nd, Naomi was added to the FBI's most wanted missing persons list, and a $10,000 reward would be offered for any information leading to finding Naomi or the rest of her kidnapper. Police would release a statement, I guess it would be called a statement, asking for assistance from anyone who was in the Walmart parking lot driving a sedan between the hours of 4:15 a.m. and 5:15 a.m. on March 12th. It appears that police saw whoever this was on the video and wanted to speak to them to get some information regarding what they saw in the parking lot that morning. Also at this time, police requested more information regarding a driver of a newer dark-colored 4-door Chevy truck, which they believe had some sort of information regarding the kidnapping. The case would take a turn on March 25th when 41-year-old Troy Driver was arrested in Fallon, Nevada for the first-degree kidnapping of Naomi Irion. Sadly, she was not with him when he was arrested. It was discovered through the review of the criminal complaint that was released that Troy had been accused of kidnapping Naomi on or about March 12th, and he did hold her or detain her for the purpose of committing sexual assault and or the purpose of killing her from the Walmart parking lot. He destroyed her cell phone and even disposed of his truck tires to try and destroy evidence. Like, he basically got new tires. During his arraignment, he pled not guilty to his charges and was given a $750,000 bail. If he was able to make bail, he would be required to be monitored by enhanced supervision with a GPS monitor. I kind of think this is crazy that someone who is accused of kidnapping someone who is still missing, and that there's evidence in this person's car that something criminal happened to this person that's still missing, that the alleged kidnapper would be allowed on any other bail to either run or to harm anyone else. It also emerged that Troy Driver was previously in prison for connection with a murder in 1997. When Driver was just 17 years old, he was involved with a murder of 19-year-old Paul Rodriguez, who was lured and then shot by his girlfriend, or maybe his ex-girlfriend. I've seen sources that say both, and 3 other men who helped, or boys, I guess, who helped load his body into the back of the truck, and bury him in a shallow grave where he would be found 16 days later. Police were led to the scene by one of the people involved. Troy would go on to plead guilty to multiple counts of robbery, burglary, use of a firearm, and being an accessory to murder after the fact, and would be sentenced to 15 years in prison. Troy and another boy who got arrested at this time decided to commit robberies at some convenience stores prior to the murder, so that's where the robbery charges came from. But back to Naomi. We left off where Troy was charged and arraigned for her kidnapping. Sadly, though, Naomi's body would be found in a shallow grave in a rural area of Churchill County on March 29, 2022. A tip would come into the police that would lead to the shallow grave. The medical examiner would go on to complete the autopsy and confirm that it was indeed 18-year-old Naomi Irion who was found in that shallow grave. According to the medical examiner, the cause of death is listed as multiple gunshot wounds to her chest and head. At this point, Naomi's family was in Fernley, and they decided to go to the site where Naomi was found. They would later describe this to the media as being so rural that they thought it was a miracle that she was ever found. They said they ended up driving 65 miles on a normal road into the desert, and then another 25 miles deeper into the desert. Troy would be arraigned on murder charges and would eventually be denied bail. The case would be pretty quiet until Troy was indicted on more charges. He was charged with first-degree murder with the use of a deadly weapon, kidnapping in the first degree with a deadly weapon, robbery with the use of a deadly weapon, ownership or possession of a firearm by certain persons prohibited, burglary of a motor vehicle, and destroying evidence. A pretrial hearing was scheduled in September. However, there was a request from the defense attorney for Troy to have a competency hearing to ensure that he was able to assist in his own defense. So the trial was postponed until this could be determined. It appears he was deemed fit to stand trial in November of 2022, and a pretrial hearing has been set for February 16th, 2023 at 9 a.m. It appears that Troy has not been talking to investigators, so we'll have to see what comes out during the pretrial hearing. I just want to mention real quick that there was a rumor going around on social media in like August of 2022 that Troy had taken his own life in prison. However, this was just a rumor and has since obviously been proven false since he's been in prison a few times since August. Now, as we wrap up this video, I think it's important to keep Naomi's family in your thoughts as they're going through the court systems to try and get justice for their sister and their daughter. Tamara and Casey have vowed to go to every court hearing to represent their sister. Tamara even moved to Nevada to be able to do this. And according to them, their mother is going to travel back over for the trial and or the sentencing because since she lives in South Africa, it's not as easily obtainable for her to be there the entire time. All right, so if you've made it this far, I cannot thank you enough. I truly appreciate you and your support of my channel. So please make sure to subscribe if you think this is worth subscribing. Like the video if you liked it, and feel free to follow me on social media where all my handles are in the description box, but they're usually just AmandaWarnerYT. You can find ways to support the channel like buying me a coffee in the description box because working full-time, momming full-time, and doing the YouTube things can make a girl pretty damn tired. You can also find my sources there if you want to do any of your own research. Another real big reminder is that he is innocent until proven guilty, and all the crimes are alleged until proven in court. Now, with that being said, I will see you in my next video. Stay safe out there because the world can really be an ugly place.